I'm Nate the House Whisperer. Welcome back to the Steampunk House, where we're going to be talking about preparation today so that we can take this old kind of hunk of junk house that hasn't had a great deal of love in a while and turn it into a sweet steampunk themed short-term rental. So follow along, you know the drill, like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you can find out more about these. And let's dive in. So this is southern West Virginia. This is coal country. This is actually in Brooklyn, which is where the Brooklyn coal mine was. It used to be called Finlow, and it got changed to Brooklyn so that somebody could stand with a sign outside Ellis Island where the immigrants were coming in, and the sign would say, "Free train ride to Brooklyn." And then you'd get here and be like, well, this isn't where I want to go. Well, that's not a problem. You have money for a train ride back. We can put you on the train, turn you right around. No, I don't. Well, you have a place to stay? Well, no, I don't. Well, none of these are problems because you can work for us. And then all of a sudden you owe your life to the company store. This house is called a Jenny Lind, and that is the name for these when the sheathing on the outside are big vertical boards. So they're like 1 inch thick, 1.25 inches thick. They're rough hewn. They probably were from trees that came from within a couple hundred feet, maybe 1,000 feet of the property here. While the roof that we've been playing with was a little bit out of square, the walls are still dead square because the wood in this house is just so stinking massive, which is kind of cool. And then one other little piece on the history, if you see a red star on a house, I don't know if this is the only meaning, but one meaning here is that the house has been paid off. So you are no longer renting from the coal company, that's actually your house. Today we're going to talk about the preparation phase that we are in for this house right now. The 3 goals of this project are to provide really good experiences, to reduce maintenance, and to increase living space. So to provide good experiences, I think a lot as a house whisperer about comfort and air quality. So for starters, we need to get control over the air going in and out of the house and the heat and moisture going in and out of the house. So we're going to do that with spray foam, which is a lot of work to prep for, but that is a really nice product to use when you are doing a gut retrofit like this. We've got a whole bunch of little things we need to do. Well, and one big one, which is that the framing needs to be right, because once you spray the foam in, it's really hard to change any framing. And this house, in some ways, was really overbuilt, and in other ways, not so much. The roof is 2x4, 24 on center, which is really not enough. So we sistered in extra roof joists, we sistered in new ceiling joists, and then we also put a floor in the attic. And that is tying the house together nicely so that the parts that were weak are strong now. There's also a lot of cleanup involved in the prep. Anything that's sticking out, like nails and extra insulation and so forth, we have to get all that cleaned out. I just noticed there's a hornet's nest that we need to get rid of, an old one that's sitting up there. The old chimney in this got taken down before the last roof, and we need to make enough space so that you can actually foam it. And then in the basement, we have to do some moisture control work, put a vapor barrier down on the dirt. We put a basement floor in with a vapor barrier underneath so that we can get control of the moisture that's coming up from the ground. The second goal is reducing maintenance, and that's another place where having the house gutted is really nice because the plumbing and the electrical were both pretty sketch, so we get to redo all of that, which is lovely to be able to do. The back porch was so badly supported that it was basically just hanging in air, so it's a wonder that nobody had gone through it, so we're getting that addressed. All of these things end up kind of coming together in getting the house ready to not only provide good experiences, but also to reduce the maintenance on the house. The third goal is to increase living space. So that is why we now have an attic. And to get to the attic, we need to have a spiral staircase. So we had to frame that out. And now that we've got an attic up there, we've got space where we can have a few more beds. It's going to be a cool place to be a kid. And it'll be part of the whole steampunk theme. I want that to feel like a laboratory up there. So that's going to be really, really fun. So that's a quick look at what the preparation of this house is. Next time, we're going to be spraying some freaking foam. I really look forward to that. So follow along. I'm Nate the House Whisperer. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, click the bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.